The midnight air was cold and biting, the kind that seeped through your clothes and settled deep in your bones. I had no intention of being at the mall so late, but life has a funny way of cornering you. My phone charger had died, and with an early morning presentation looming, I had no choice but to make the trip. The mall was supposed to close at midnight, but as I pulled into the nearly empty parking lot, a strange unease settled over me. The towering structure stood in eerie silence, its glass doors faintly reflecting the dim glow of the parking lot lights. Something about the way the shadows seemed to ripple against the walls made me hesitate. I checked my phone. 11:42 p.m. Just enough time to grab what I needed and leave. Or so I thought. The mall's entrance groaned as I pushed through the heavy glass doors, the sound echoing through the cavernous space. Inside, the air was unnaturally still, carrying the faint scent of cleaning chemicals and something else, something metallic like blood. Most of the stores had already closed, their steel grates pulled down like eyelids shutting out the world. Only a handful of lights remained on, flickering occasionally, casting long, distorted shadows across the glossy tile floor. I made my way toward the electronics store at the far end of the corridor. The sound of my footsteps seemed unnaturally loud, each step reverberating as if the mall itself was alive, listening. As I passed the food court, I noticed a lone janitor mopping the floor. His back was to me, but something about his posture seemed wrong. His movements were slow, almost mechanical, and the mop head didn't seem to touch the ground. "Late shift, huh?" I called out, forcing a smile. He froze, his head tilting slightly, but he didn't turn around. For a moment, I thought I saw his shadow move, elongating unnaturally across the wall, even though the light above him remained steady. I quickened my pace, the uneasy feeling in my chest growing stronger. I wasn't the kind of person who scared easily. I'd walked home alone in sketchy neighborhoods, worked late shifts at diners where the patrons were less than friendly. But this was different. As I approached the electronics store, I noticed it was still lit, its glass doors open. But the place was empty. No employees, no customers, just rows of neatly organized shelves and the faint hum of display screens. "Hello," I called out, my voice wavering slightly. No response. I stepped inside, scanning the aisles for the charger I needed. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting harsh, uneven light that seemed to deepen the shadows in the corners. That's when I heard it. A faint whispering sound. At first I thought it was the store's speakers, maybe some kind of ambient noise to fill the silence. But the whispers weren't melodic. They were fragmented, disjointed, like a conversation in a language I couldn't understand. I froze, my hand hovering over a charger on the shelf. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, like they were coming from all around me. "Is someone there?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The lights flickered, and for a split second, I thought I saw a figure standing at the end of the aisle. But when the light steadied, it was gone. I grabbed the charger and bolted for the exit, my heart pounding in my chest. But as I stepped back into the mall, the whispers followed me. They weren't just sounds anymore, they were words. "Stay," they hissed, "don't leave." The corridor seemed longer than before, the exit farther away. The shadows on the walls moved, shifting and writhing like living things. I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination, but deep down, I knew better. Then I saw it. A shadow detached itself from the wall, growing taller and more defined. It wasn't a person, it was something else. Its edges were jagged, its form constantly shifting like smoke caught in a draft. "Why are you here?" it growled, its voice low and guttural. I stumbled back, clutching the charger like it could somehow protect me. The shadow moved closer, its form stretching toward me. I turned and ran, my footsteps echoing wildly as I sprinted down the corridor. Every turn I took led me back to the same spot, the electronics store. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized I was trapped. The shadow appeared again, blocking my path. "You can't leave," it hissed, its voice dripping with malice. I felt a cold sweat break out on my forehead as I backed away, my eyes darting around the store for any escape route. I spotted a back door partially hidden behind a display of televisions. It was my only chance. I sprinted toward it, the shadow's form growing larger and more menacing with each step. The door was locked, but I pounded on it with all my strength, the sound echoing through the store. Finally, it gave way and I stumbled through, the cold night air hitting me like a slap in the face. I ran through the parking lot, my heart racing, the whispers still following me. They grew fainter with each step, but I didn't stop until I reached my car. I fumbled with the keys, my hands shaking. The mall loomed behind me, its dark silhouette against the night sky. I started the engine and drove, but the whispers didn't stop. They followed me, faint and persistent, echoing in my mind. When I got home, I threw the charger onto the counter and collapsed onto the couch, trying to catch my breath. My roommate picked it up, laughing. "Thanks, you're a lifesaver," she said. But as she turned the charger over, her smile faded. "Hey, did you see this?" She handed it to me, and my stomach dropped. Scrawled across the packaging in smeared black ink were the words, "You belong to us now." That night, as I lay in bed, I heard it again, the faint whispering voices. They were coming from the hallway outside my room. "Stay," they whispered. "We're not done with you yet." I didn't sleep that night, and I haven't gone back to the mall since. Thank you for watching this chilling story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more terrifying tales. Explore other genres of horror and scary stories on this channel. There's something to keep every horror fan awake at night. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload.